Menstruation is a part of the female reproductive cycle, and it's a way to prepare the body to have babies in the future. It occurs at the age of puberty, and it can occur as early as 9 years and up to 16 years of age. It all depends upon the rate, the diet, the body weight of the person, and the genetics of the person. And if somebody gets periods before the age of 9 or does not get the periods up to the age of 16, they are to consult the doctor. Let's first try to understand why do we call menstruation as periods. Menstruation occurs repeatedly at regular intervals. That's why it's called periods. Let's take an example of school timetable, where we call the timetable as the class periods because they occur repeatedly at a certain interval of time. So before plunging in to understand why and how periods occur, let's first understand the body parts involved in the menstrual cycle through a model. So this is a uterus model. This is called the vaginal canal through which the menstrual blood and the babies come out. The lower part of the uterus, is called cervix. Then this is called uterus, or you may call it womb, which has elastic walls which can accommodate fetus. This is linked with fallopian tubes which carry the eggs from the ovaries. Now ovaries contain small follicles which contain the eggs. So eggs are released when the pituitary gland at the age of puberty release hormones which send the signal to the bloodstream to the follicles to release one egg per month. Now let's understand why do periods occur. So before puberty, the ovaries as compared to the banks remain just dormant, containing all the eggs we are born with. It's approximately around 20 lakh eggs we are born with. Now, as soon as we reach the age of puberty, the pituitary gland sends the signal to the follicles which containing the eggs. And every month, alternative ovaries release one egg every month. Now, this egg is being guided by the fallopian tube towards the uterus for the development of the embryo, which further turns into a baby. Now, the uterine membrane thickens to facilitate the development of the embryo. Through this blood, it provides the nutrition and oxygen to the embryo. Every life which takes birth on this earth, it only comes after receiving this blood. Just like the girls have the egg cells, the boys have the sperm cells. And when this egg cell meet with the sperm cell released in her uterus, then it can only form an embryo. But most of the time, the egg cell does not meet the sperm cell and hence does not develop into embryo. So, hence the uterine membrane along with the blood leaves the body so that the uterus can get ready for the new egg. This process of shedding of the blood, this process of shedding of the membrane along with the blood is called periods. And periods is just a small part of the menstrual cycle. Most of the thing just happens inside the body. So duration of the periods can range from 21 days to 45 days. So one might get very frequent periods within a month, like twice, and the other hand, the other might just skip a month because of the 45 days duration. But if somebody gets periods before 21 days or does not occur after 45 days, do consult a doctor. Now how to calculate that length? The length can be calculated between the first days of two periods. So bleeding can occur between 2 to 8 days, and it's very heavy on the first day and it decreases subsequently. But if it doesn't decrease up to the fourth day, to consult a doctor. After one has started with their first period, there will be a duration of 2 to 3 years. Their periods will be irregular because body takes time to adjust.
Ow!
Why generally periods are painful? Because the membrane of the uterus contract to squeeze out the membrane and the blood out of the body. That's why the pain is experienced in the abdomen and the lower body. Also, an important thing, like the lining of the membrane is different in all the periods. So it might happen that you might get pain in one of your period cycle, and you might not experience any pain in your next period. So this depends upon the lining, which might be thick or thin in every period cycle. So for managing the pain, you can apply the hot towel or the pad on the abdomen, the lower body, so the muscles can relax. Or one can even take a medicine by consulting a doctor, or go for a brisk walk. This brings us to the end of the part 1 of the series. In the next series, we're going to be discussing about how to manage the periods and myths related to the periods. Thank you so much for listening.